имам удоволствието да ви представя Питър Хайду. Питър, you see me? Hi.
Hello.
Питър Хайду, който управлява бизнеса на Сиско за Югоизточна Европа. Позволявам си да говоря на български, защото той разбира български, като има общо роднински с България. Питър, освен това, е доктор хонорис кауза на Висшето училище по застраховане и финанси. Питър, let me switch in English. So we are very happy that we have you for this event. We know that you have a very tight schedule and you have scarce time. So again, thank you. For us, it was a real support to have Sisco Sistems on the board from the very beginning on the master degree of entrepreneurship and finance. And thank you personally as well. So I would like to give you the floor to present what is the vision, the motivation of the company to support this educational project, what it is currently in real life in Bulgaria.
Okay.
Thank you.
Светлина, Светлани, господин Вазов, не го виждам, не знам къде е. Благодаря ви за поканата. And just for the other guests who, I understand there are others who also probably only speak English. I can see our friend from Holland. So thanks again for the invitation. And in fact, what you experienced today is part of the innovation that Svetlana was talking about. Because I mean, I'm a very proud member of the faculty of WUZF. As a doctor honoris causa, but I'm not a good professor, I have to tell you, because and this is why even though it is I have scarce time today, I decided to stay as long as possible because this is probably the minimum I should be doing for the university and the program. But basically the idea is I don't know how much you know about Cisco, the company that I represent. I mean, what you need to know about the company is that it's a Fortune 50 corporation, which is basically one of the icons of Silicon Valley. And I can safely say that if there would be no Cisco, or there wouldn't have been Cisco, you would not enjoy my presence today, and you would not enjoy the fact of life as internet. Because the company is pretty much behind all the internet technologies that you enjoy day by day. And what I wanted to share with you is probably a little bit broader, because basically management and innovation, people think about. I used to study in the United States, actually in Silicon Valley, and people think that innovation is happening somewhere in a garage, where two boys are coming together and they do. Companies like Google and Facebook and things like that, which is absolutely correct. So it's correct. But this is probably 1% or less than 1% of innovation. And the rest happens every single day in every single product category across the board. And I have to tell you that when you do an analysis of, for example, technology and technology innovation, you would find that 75-80% of the value is derived in very traditional industries. And I was so happy to see that you have partnerships with companies like Devin, and I also saw that some representatives are going to be here from the insurance industry as well as other industries, because basically this is the whole point. This has to be a multidisciplinary and my advice to you as students and professors that the broader look you take, the better it is going to be. Because what our role as a technology company is to actually give you a highlight what technology in general is able to do for your business. And I'm looking for probably the next speaker is going to be, I don't know, maybe Thomas from Devin, and I'm sure he's going to talk about the fact that, what additional services can you add on top of water? What customer relationships you can build with the help of technology? And maybe the very core of the company that he represents, and I don't want to steal his show, by the way, I don't know him, but I can imagine that the very core of his company that he represents is water, which, by the way, I even drink in Budapest, and that's absolutely true because I have a friend who brings it from Bulgaria. But actually, what else? How do you improve your business essentials, and what innovation you can attach to it? And this is why I would like you to forget for a moment about the garage firms, because some of them have become very, very successful. But think about innovation as a broad concept, and think about technology of how it can help you to build your business, and the combination of the two, and this is where your role as the institute as well as the whole university VUZF comes together, is that I think probably business science is the only one that I can think of which is so multidisciplinary, because it has social elements, it has technological elements, it also has some economic and natural science, mathematical basis, and you need to understand the concept of this and how can it actually help your own career. So that's the idea that I have in my mind, and then just one last thought that I want to share with you is that I actually very often have this dialogue with senior decision makers, and probably a few months ago I actually had this dialogue in person with President Plevneliev, and I was trying to tell him, but he immediately gets it, right? Is that if you need to build the competitiveness of the country like Bulgaria, we believe that there is a direct link between technology absorption in education, in private companies, in the government sector, and competitiveness. And if you actually, I really encourage you, and maybe that could be a good cause for me as a doctor of the university to actually give you some insight into this, because if you look at the World Economic Forum research, then you will find that Bulgaria ranks around 60-70 in terms of competitiveness, as well as the so-called technology absorption index, which we call the network readiness index. And you will see that people like you, young, energetic, educated, they are very, very good in terms of absorbing technology. Probably all of you are Facebook users, you have smartphones, you're a daily user of internet and services of the internet, for example, in banking, etc., etc. But the problem is, and actually in all these rankings, Bulgaria is relatively doing well in the world, to sometimes number 30, number 40, number 25, which is not bad for a small country in a big world. But where the country does relatively poorly is exactly what I call the innovation capacity and the absorption of technology to create new services and products, both at the private company level, so private level, as well as the government level. And sometimes I can tell you the country ranks above 100, which means that there are 100 countries in the world out of the whatever, roughly 144 measured, that are doing better, which means that there are many African countries doing better than Bulgaria, right? And I don't think this is where the country should be. And what I'm trying to explain to people like you, because you have a big role as a leading educational organization in the country, to preach this, and also to politicians and business, is that if you address some of those factors, it will have a direct impact on the competitiveness of the economy, therefore the living standard of the people. And maybe let me just stop here and give the word to the rest of the speakers, and of course I'm happy to answer some questions.
Peter, thank you very much. Ако имате въпроси към Питър Хайду, да разбираме, че сте разположени за още няколко минути, за да отговори. Първият въпрос винаги е най-труден. Не може да направим следното. За последния даваме 20 лева.